For years, I thought I had a hernia in my belly button. At least that's what my doctor said. This sharp burning pain that just would not go away. But that's not what it was at all. Not even close. On top of that, I had these really bad cramps that could take down Godzilla or the Hulk. I would bleed for weeks, not just the standard few days, no, weeks. Passing these like fist-sized clots. TMI, if you don't want to hear it, keep scrolling. On top of that, I became anemic. I was never anemic before, but I was anemic then. It was ridiculous. I couldn't even have fun with intercourse because that was starting to hurt as well. I was having back pain. I was cold all the time. And I kept going to my doctor asking, like, what is going on? This is not normal. I've never experienced this before. This is going on way too long. And the doctor's like, well, let's just change your birth control. I keep changing my birth control, sir. That's not the solution. And he said, oh, well, just use a heating pad and take ibuprofen. Excuse me? Mind you, this went on for years. For years, I continued to go back to the doctor with the same exact complaint, getting the same exact answer. I even did my own research and said, hey, I might have a condition called endometriosis because all of my symptoms match. And my doctor said, you're crazy. Stay off of the internet. Excuse me? Years went by. I started getting this bulge coming out of my belly button. It's hurting. It's burning. It hurts to laugh. It hurts to have like bowel movements. It hurts to have smecks. It hurts to touch. It comes out of nowhere. I thought maybe it's a hernia. I go to the doctor. They say, yeah, it's a hernia. Put a heat on it. Put ice on it. Lay down. Minimize your activity. That's it? Okay, fine. The pain gets worse. The bulge gets bigger. I go back to the doctor. The doctor says, it's too small to operate on. Lose weight. Then I say, fine. How can I lose weight if I'm also supposed to be minimizing my activity, especially in my abdominal area? They tell me, figure it out. Great job, doctors. Fast forward 10 years. 10 years has passed. The bulge is like the size of my fist. My fist. And the pain is unbearable. I've lost my job because I've called out too many times. Because on top of this pain from this hernia, I'm also passing these large clots. I noticed that this pain was a lot worse during my cycles. My cycles are lasting a month long. I'm cold all the time. I'm shivering. I'm just going through the works here. And nobody's listening to me. I'm going back and forth to the doctor, but I'm also going back and forth to the emergency room because somebody please listen to me. Somebody help me. Somebody, anybody, please. At this point, I'm sure I'm about to die. But I find a doctor who is actually listening to me. And on top of the fact, this hernia is big enough to operate on, apparently. So the doctor says, let's take you back for surgery. So I finally get the surgery done. Thank goodness. It only took 10 years to get done. After the surgery, do I feel better? No. Still have the same symptoms. But I don't say too much because I figure, let's give it time. Maybe I just need to heal. And with time, it will get better. No, it didn't. A couple weeks goes by, I get a phone call and they call and say, oh yeah, you know that hernia that you just got removed and repaired? I said, yeah, absolutely. They said, oh yeah, that wasn't a hernia. It was endometriosis. It was what? Endometriosis. It was endometriosis. Did y'all hear what I just said? It was endometriosis. I could have screamed at that very moment. But instead, I cried. I cried for days. If not days, maybe weeks. Because that moment completely broke me. Because I had been screaming, begging to be heard. I knew in my heart that I had this condition, and I had kept going from doctor to doctor to doctor, telling them that my symptoms match, that something was wrong. All I needed was somebody to hear me and someone to do the proper test to diagnose me so that I could feel better and that I could get this situation taken care of. And it took for the endometriosis to literally start to grow out of my belly button to be discovered 10 years later. After getting that news, I had to see a different OBGYN, obviously, because the one that I've been seeing for the past 10 years totally has been ignoring me. I was misdiagnosed. I was ignored completely. I was not listened to. I even told him about it, and he laughed. Funny story, huh? About 2 months after I got this news, I had to have another surgery, and come to find out the endometriosis was so bad that it had completely taken over my entire pelvic cavity. Both of my ovaries were not even where they were supposed to be. One was plastered to a side wall that wasn't even supposed to be there. My bladder was misplaced. My uterus was shifted. Everything was in disarray in my pelvic cavity due to the endometriosis literally ravaging through my pelvic cavity. All of which could have been avoided. It could have been avoided if only the doctors that I had seen previously over the years would have just simply listened to me, taken my symptoms and my complaints and did the proper tests ahead of time. In the end of it all, I ended up having to have 3 additional surgeries and ultimately a full hysterectomy because the damage was already done. All of this could have been avoided if only I was listened to. If only these doctors that I seen took me seriously. Don't get me wrong. All doctors aren't bad. Doctors are needed and doctors are appreciated. But it's important as patients for us to advocate for ourselves, to stand up for ourselves and to speak up for ourselves. And a lot of times we are unaware on how to do that. And that's exactly why I created SpeakHealth. So that I can not only teach people how to do it, but show you as well. Now, mind you, I've been working in the healthcare field and I didn't even know how to advocate for myself until after all this stuff happened. But now that I know, I'm here to help. So in the end of the day, make sure that you're asking those questions. And if you feel like you are not being heard, move along. Do not feel the need to stay with a doctor who is not listening to you, who is ignoring your needs. Change doctors. You deserve better.